to this computer. Okay, we're gonna start this recording by putting up a post on stories. Pose, Luke. Oh no, that's a video. Wait, technology is not on
Looks
my
like a
side.
mugshot. Looks like Crime Watch.
Oh, this is obviously divine intervention for the humor of our emotional talk to finally come through.
Right. I'm sat in, I'm thinking, is their internet playing up again?
No, it's not me. Let's try again. Right, go. Okay, right. So Instagram is not letting us go live. So come and join this live chat on Zoom.
Right.
I mean, I don't know who's going to turn up, but
Yeah, then I'll share it to mine as well. And they can, yeah.
yeah, I'll tag you. Share, 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 link. And then yeah, anyone who doesn't, if people don't turn up, then they can just watch it on YouTube. I'll upload it.
Yeah. Someone was saying to me anyway, we need to start putting more stuff on YouTube because it's there forever.
I know I've got loads of stuff on there. I just don't use it enough. Like I always, oh my, there's a whole thing. We'll talk about that. Come and join us. I can't even type. Come and join us live chat. Um, there we go. Tagged. Okay, done.
Right, let me receive that and then I can.
What a palaver.
I know, right? Thing is, you're like Luke, where are you? And I'm sat here thinking, Christina's late. And it's like 2 minutes, 3 minutes past six, and I keep refreshing my feed and I can't see you live. And I'm like, you should have. And you message me thinking I'm late, and I'm like, I'm not late, I'm waiting for you.
I know. I was like, has this guy left me stranded? I think I invited you to the live like 4 times.
Yeah, I couldn't see anything, and I'm thinking, oh, she's gonna be well pissed off. That was mad. Someone said it a few weeks ago that you needed 1,000 people to go live, but I didn't see any confirmation.
Yeah, and also we went live after that was said on our page together, me and you last time. So I don't know why that's only changed now. But anyway, they're fuckers, and they obviously only want people with a certain amount of audience to speak publicly. So we're just
Right.
gonna revolt against that as much as we can. We're gonna
Yeah.
find a way.
And then TikTok, I don't know what they're playing at. You just can't go live anymore.
Oh, sorry, I love that I actually said to you, confirm your age, and you said 37. I didn't need to
But,
know.
but the thing is that I was on TikTok and there were no questions of anything popping up. It was
So
like confirm your age, so I said 37. There was nothing on mine.
joke because their age verification is just facial recognition. So you just put your face in the camera and they tell you whether they think you're the right age.
Oh, right, kind of like look 25. That
Yeah,
type of
exactly.
thing. It's mental.
But
Um,
anyway, so
so speaking of triggers, you were getting triggered then.
no, I know. I this is a perfect scenario for this to happen because literally old me to that situation probably would have smashed my phone on this desk and just thought, fuck this, I'm not doing it. Forget it. But I mean, that's a minor trigger compared to what can actually trigger me or used to trigger me. But
Yeah. So what is a trigger then?
good question. Now, before we get into that, let me put my charger in because we don't want another technology issue. One sec. Mild interval.
Honestly.
Okay. So, what is a trigger? Great place to start. It's really weird actually because I do monthly sessions in my community where I do like different topics and different lessons. And my lesson this week was triggers, but I'd planned that before you even said let's talk about triggers this session. So
Easy week for you then. Easy week.
yeah, I mean it's all aligning. I've had a lot of conversations about triggers and passion and anger this week too, so it's all perfect.
Oh, really?
Um, but yeah, what's a trigger? I guess we'll have very similar understandings of it. But to me, it's the world, the universe, whatever you want to call it, trying to show you something that you haven't healed from.
Yeah. But he's going straight in there again. That's if you want to deepen it. So let's pull it back a bit for the average audience. So I think a
True.
trigger is basically something that's made you feel a type of way.
Yeah. I like how
Norm,
you've gone in at that level because I that's very true. We go right to the root of no reason.
it's normally negative is what you're
Yes.
feeling. So you react in a certain way, and that's what we call a trigger.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah, I agree. I think at the root of that is what I said. But hey, we have someone joining our Zoom.
So,
I think it's my friend. Should I let her in?
absolutely.
Let's fucking go. We could create something here.
Ah,
Ashley! And go, I know she's in, where are you, Singapore, or wherever you are? It's like 1 a.m. You are literally the only person that's joined. So we'll just let you in. You can just, yeah, watch as if it's alive. But we're going to upload it to YouTube anyway. So feel free to dip in and out when you want and just pop a comment in there if you want as well. Um, so we're starting by talking about what is a trigger. Is she going to fall asleep to this? Yeah. Great
you might
sleeping.
get triggered, you never
Yeah.
know.
It might wake you up even more. Um, so yeah, we said what's a trigger? I went right into the deep end of a trigger is something that you're not healed from. And then Luke very nicely and very importantly, you brought it back to the surface of describe what you said again that it was.
Something that's made you feel a type of way.
Yeah.
So some sort of interaction, a comment of some sort that's made you feel some type of way, and it's normally negative.
Yeah. And
Uh,
then beneath that, in terms of like the reason why, is going to be something that you haven't healed from. But I guess how we notice it is exactly what you're saying. It's like the little things that annoy you, piss you off, irritate you,
yeah,
frustrate you. Um, I guess what is an interesting or important point to notice is where do the triggers happen, or with who do the triggers happen with?
yeah, exactly. And it's normally the people. Well, is it? No, it's not. I'm gonna say it's normally the people closest to you, but you can be triggered by absolutely strangers.
Literally, yes.
Like what's road rage? Some
That is
random
a good one.
person just being triggered, and it's like, well, okay, yeah, we're gonna have to get deep, aren't we?
That's a good one because you I think you can literally get triggered by any person, any environment, anything. And the road rage or like it not being a person that you're triggered by, again, just shows you underneath that there is anger trying to be released. Like road rage, for example, that's one I can relate to heavily, by the way. Um,
Are you angry? Do you get angry while you're driving?
not anymore. I love how you just asked that. Are you angry? What a way to ask an angry person if they're angry. That's jokes.
Just create the trigger. We're here now.
Yeah, exactly. No, I used to be. If you'd have asked me that like 5 years ago, I would have been like, fuck you. No, I'm not an angry person. But now I'm like, oh my God, old me was such an angry person, whether it was road rage or someone walking too slow in front of you in like a supermarket or something. Oh my God.
Do you know what used to trigger me?
Go on.
Football fans.
Oh, okay.
I've written these down. I had to think about it. So, you football fans, incompetent people, and I have to dive into that a bit more because that's
Yeah.
quite a broad thing. And my old bosses.
Okay, first of all, football fans, what was the trigger?
Because the passion over a game can come out so aggressively and violently. I just think there's no need for it. Like, it's just a sport. I just think it's just a sport.
Yeah,
It's
but then
literally just a game.
I totally agree. But then I guess that sport is the road rage to them, is another outlet for their anger that's already existing in some other field that they have no awareness of, but it's a space for it to come out.
Yeah, it's just a projection.
Yes, exactly
Yeah,
that.
it's just a projection. And then once I figured that out and sort of detached from football, it's just what it is now.
Yeah, yeah.
Even I used to go to a lot of Leeds games, and there used to be all sorts of abuse getting shouted.
Mm,
I loved watching Leeds, but I didn't like the abuse. So it's like, well, where do I go with it? I can't go
yeah.
to the games anymore.
What did you do about that trigger?
Aha. Well, I stopped going to the games. I avoided it.
Oh, avoidance. Okay.
Avoidance, yeah, because I'm like, it just winds me up. So why would I let these people wind me up when I can avoid these people? So then I just stopped going.
Which is, I think, according to every single person I've had this conversation with, unless they've done the work, avoidance is the only coping mechanism that they know of to avoid triggers.
Yeah, 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 I'd agree with that. I was going to say sometimes it comes out violently, but I guess that's some type of avoidance technique as well.
I think that's more of like a reaction to the trigger, but that in itself is avoidance. Because yeah, so it's an avoidance still because you're not actually getting to the root of what's pissed you off or what's triggered you. It's just they think it's a surface level thing.
Yeah, because have you ever had someone say, "Oh, this is going to piss me off," and they let it piss them off anyway?
Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like, if you know something's going to piss you off and trigger you, why do you kind of allow it? You know?
yeah. But then I guess you have to, in order to heal it, you have to allow it to piss you off.
Yeah, but that's where I think normally on the surface we leave it there, we allow it to piss us off, or we avoid it, and that's it. We don't delve into it any
Yes.
further.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Or we go into the anger and we think by releasing the anger, it solved it, but it hasn't.
Yeah, yeah. But even I was avoiding with getting angry. I didn't want to be angry.
Yeah, this is interesting, especially as a man, because I feel like men very easily access anger on the general scale.
Yeah. So it's funny you say that because before I put football fans, I put men.
Oh, that's a juicy one.
Yeah, I put men, and it wasn't until I was in the army when men used to trigger me.
Okay. So
Prior to that, it was fine, but it was in there where I saw every type of man doing everything, and I'm like, we're a fucking mess.
is it the wounded man then?
Yeah, yeah,
Interesting.
yeah, yeah.
Because I can relate to that from the feminine side of wounded feminine. But I see it now. Like before, I used to be triggered by wounded feminine, which to me is a woman that is bitchy, a woman that doesn't want to collaborate with other women and wants to just tear other women down. But then I also, my coping mechanism to that was to become that.
I was just about to say, I was just about to say that because I hated men and the toxic side of it, and that I became that.
Yeah, you
So
become what you hate the most.
I became what I was judging. I attracted what I was judging the whole time, unknowingly.
Yeah.
And when we had our conversation 2 weeks ago, and he was like, "Oh, about being a victim,"
Mm,
refusing to be that, I attracted that.
yes.
And it's like, oh,
This is a conversation I've been having a lot with Vinny actually recently, and it's the whole thing of what we deny we become. Because you can literally never avoid becoming something you don't want to become if you're denying it's a possibility, if that makes sense. I don't know if I've explained that properly. But it was like, yeah, what you said was like denying that the victim was even a possibility. Or, or,
yeah.
or even let's just say like people who are angry. Like I'm thinking of someone who's very specific right now. I won't name them. But they're such an angry person. But if you ever bring it to them that there is a possibility that they need to process anger, they're like, I'm not an angry person. I'm not. And it's like by denying that that's even a possibility, you keep yourself stuck in it. And
Yeah.
that blows my mind because you will always attract and become then what you think isn't possible.
Yeah, that kind of falls into sort of like the law of acknowledgement, doesn't it? What we don't acknowledge, we can't sort of change.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, you give me that realization again 2 weeks ago. That's why I looked away. I was like, I can't believe I didn't see that.
Do you know when I came off that session with you, I was talking to Sarah, Sarah, straight after.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm so pissed off I didn't record the session I just did with Luke. Because it was so good. And it so could have been an episode of this Growing Pains, if you would have allowed that, obviously, because I know there was details in there. Um, but yeah, we should actually do that as an episode, like a regular episode.
What, like a life coach?
Yeah, like you said, but actually as a full session, if we're obviously, depending on what comes up, we can edit
Yeah.
it out.
It can get a bit deep.
But yeah, it's good for like people to see coaches being coached.
Yeah.
Because I think as well, like a lot of people don't really understand the depth of this. Like when we're talking about triggers now, to a lot of people who don't really understand the depth of all of it, I think a lot of their thoughts are, is this even necessary? Like, do we even need to understand it? But I think that's probably because I'm only saying that because that was me before I wanted to do any of the work. Like, oh, what's a
Yeah.
trigger? I'm not interested. It's not, it doesn't bother me. But it's people realizing that the triggers actually do bother them or not
Yeah.
seeing it.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
But yeah, I sidetracked there because I just wanted to put that in there. But yeah,
It's okay. But also, well, we'll go down it and then we'll come back. Incompetent people slash old bosses. So it used to be a trigger, probably because I was so much in my ego. I thought I was better.
yeah,
So to be told no or you're not good enough by someone that you think you're better than. It's like, well, who are you to tell me? What have you done? No,
Yeah.
I've done more, that sort of thing.
When you say incompetent people, what do you mean, like in a specific area, or just generally that they couldn't succeed in things?
So, from my point of view, I was sort of dragged up. I've obviously gone to the army and done my own thing, so I've become quite, I don't know, skilled and competent on my own behalf, so I know it can be done.
Mm,
So I think once I left the army and came back into that civilian world where you don't have to work, you don't have to do things, you can just sort of coast along in work,
yeah,
and get to where you want to be. That started to wind me up. And it's like, well, there's a world out here and people are working really hard. You're just not even trying. So I don't have time for you.
fair enough.
If you're not going to try for yourself, I'm not going to try for you. And it was just that sort of toxic mentality. And then by doing that, I kind of shut a lot of people out because no one were competent enough. And if you'd done what I'd done or been close to been doing what I've been doing, you weren't on my level, you weren't in my league.
Oh,
So this is where the ego comes into it.
yeah.
Um,
I,
yeah, yeah. And no matter where I went, I always found these people. I must have been looking for them, just finding them.
yes, because we are always trying to attract what we need to heal.
Yeah.
Because we are like, if we understand that all of this work, right, or life in general, is about the fact that you create your life based on what you feel. Everything internal is going to mirror external, and if that's the case, and the body's um natural thing to do is to heal, then it's always going to be creating or creating the feelings to show you externally what you need to attract in order to mirror and heal it.
I agree with that. It's like what we were saying probably 2 weeks ago. That's mad because there's just so much to be aware of and to observe and this is why you can't be triggered because the trigger is just a reaction in the moment, but there's obviously something deeper beneath that which you need to work through.
Yes, absolutely.
So anytime I am triggered now or feel a type of way, it's actually stop. Why am I feeling that way?
Yeah,
Why is this making me feel this way, and what does that mean for me? Rather than putting it on someone else
yeah.
and saying you need to change because I feel like shit or this needs to happen. It's sort of taking the accountability and yeah, the responsibility for it.
I think that's such an important lesson for people who are highly triggered is is seeing that in order to stop feeling the trigger, the answer isn't to change the environment or to change the situation or to change what the person is doing. I'm going to use a relationship as the example here because in my own relationship, that used to be me. I used to be like the fixer. We know that archetype very well. And I used to think that if I can fix my partner and all the things he's doing to piss me off, I will no longer feel pissed off and triggered, and then everything will be happy hunky dory, which is not the case. If you change what's external to you, that's just avoidance. And for as long as you avoid, you have to accept that in the rest of your life, you're going to be attracting that situation again and again and again in a different form because that lesson is still trying to be shown to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not always sort of the actions of people, is it? It's sometimes what they say to you. So if someone says something to you like, I don't know, oh Luke, you're just anything, you're an idiot. But
Mm.
like if I get triggered by that, that means a part of me thinks that I'm an idiot.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So with these triggers, if someone says something to you, you do feel a type of way, a part of you believes that to be true.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it wouldn't trigger you. So if I said to you, Christine, I don't know, I don't like your hair, and you've just had it done, you just laugh it off.
Yeah.
So
If I
yeah,
loved it, I
you know
wouldn't
your
care.
hair looks good, yeah. But
Yeah.
if you actually had an insecurity about your hair, you'd be like, actually, why they said that, and you get pissed off about it.
Yeah.
So the triggers are showing you again what you said, somewhere where you need to heal, but also what you think about yourself.
Yes. And actually, on that thing you said about incompetent people, I actually thought you were going to say the opposite. And I guess with everything, there's a light and a dark or a yin and yang, because I was going to say the exact opposite could be true. Because I know people who are triggered by incompetent people, but it's because they also feel incompetent. And
Yeah.
so they don't see it or accept it in other people. And therefore, it highlights and mirrors their own incompetence.
But the weird thing was with the boss at work, I wasn't incompetent at work. I was very good. I was incompetent in my relationships.
Yeah. So it's always
And
going to
that
look different.
and that was the incompetency, not work, it was the relationships with people.
Yeah. This
Yeah.
is it as well. Like, I think this is the challenge we face. And I'm sure you've seen this, so when you coach people or even just yourself as a receiving coaching is, and I'm not going to word this in a way that I know is going to come out clearly, but when you try and explain to somebody I've lost the train of thought. What did you just say? Come back to it because it's such a good point. It's ran out of my mind.
Oh,
Go back.
but let's rewind.
Oh no,
It's
come
just
back.
about me feeling incompetent for myself in the relationship with my boss.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
So you said it didn't come out in the same way, like it was in your relationships, was the incompetence, right? So when we're coaching people, it's, I think sometimes where you hit the battle is if you say, okay, so you're triggered by this, um, where are you incompetent? And then they'll be like, no, I'm competent in X, Y, Z. And then I had that today in a session, and I was like, no, 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 but let's look at the incompetence or whatever the topic is
Yeah.
outside of that realm. Like it could show up somewhere else. And then finally we got to the root of it was somewhere else. But yeah, that's a battle you can face not only in coaching but with yourself because you can look at something and go, "Oh, if that's triggering me, it must be me that's doing it." And hear us saying these things, and you're like, "Well, it always mirrors back to me." Okay, fine. But then if someone's doing X, Y, and Z, and I don't do X, Y, and Z, where else in your
Yeah.
life is
Yeah.
that showing?
Yeah. It's not always a direct mirror, is it? That's the same thing. You have to
Yeah,
sometimes look into it. Yeah. And it could be hard to see. Like I didn't know it's that until we've just spoke about it then.
interesting. Okay,
Just quick reflection. We've just spoke and it's like actually so relationships. I've always had broken relationships with people. But that was a reoccurring theme of just yeah, feeling I'm around incompetent people. So either I was holding myself back and being incompetent or I was incompetent.
yeah. See, this is the power of these kind of conversations, which is why I'm actually so happy that this has gone divinely the way it's gone because I feel like so far this is the fucking best conversation we've had on one of our episodes. So yeah, the power of this and like bringing this to awareness, I think is key, and we're going to keep going with it and see where it goes. But I think what's important is for people to actually understand. Okay, so I'm triggered. Things highly trigger me. I might even not. I might even be aware of what actually triggers me.
Yeah.
What the fuck do I do?
Yeah. Why am I allowing it to still piss me off?
Yeah.
Because yeah, because people are pissed off about the same things for years. Who'll talk about, oh, I remember when this happened.
Mm.
Man, that's 15 years ago. We're still hanging on to that. No, no, honestly, right. So my mate works for the Samaritans,
Okay.
and he spoke to someone at the weekend, and she was 65 years old, and she was talking about something from when she was 15 years old.
Still with the same emotion.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Ha- And when he told me that, I was like, 50 years to be holding on to this.
And this is where we as a society are stuck because we wonder why we are in not only the surface level problems like shitty relationships, jobs we don't like, blah, 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 but also health wise, energy lives in your body. And if you're holding on to energy of something that, yes, let's grant the awareness that she may have been a victim in something, I don't know, which is important to notice. And we need to give softness to that. But at the same time, 50 years to be holding on to something is you have to accept that at some point that's going to turn into some dis-ease in your body,
Yeah. But
surely.
I know, and with that, you've been stuck for that long
Yeah,
in those same cycles for 50 years. Obviously, we all wake up or move through things at different paces, like, but I can't imagine now just staying where I am for the next 30 years.
I know. I can't even bear thinking where I would have been like 3 years ago if I was in that same place, let alone 50.
Yeah.
And this is the thing, like, I think this is literally my whole core um reason why I do this work. Because to watch, especially when it's people close to you, you witness people playing out the same patterns, the same shit every time. And it's like, it's not even, it used to come from a place of like, I know better, you should listen to me, I have the solution, which it isn't anymore. But like now I just want to help people. But it's now like witnessing that, it's like it has to be the reason why we do this because and the reason we have these conversations to even bring awareness because without that and without people being willing to be vulnerable to show it and talk about it and share their experience and stuff, people just stay stuck. And
Yeah.
I think that's why we're in like an awakening that we're in right now in society because people are talking more and more and more about it,
Yeah.
which is the plus side to things like social media and podcasts. Um,
Yeah. There's always a plus and a negative. It's just try to stay in the middle, isn't it?
Yes. Which is
Stay in the-
exactly what we're doing right now because Instagram doesn't let us on, so we're finding a middle ground.
Yeah. So from that, done those three incompetent old bosses. I wouldn't say the triggers, but what I've done is put down three things that I say trigger people now today,
Okay.
which may land with some people. The news. The news is a massive trigger for people.
Yeah,
That's probably the number one trigger in the last 10 years.
yeah, agree.
And that's what it's designed to do.
Yes,
It's designed to get a reaction from people and we watch it and we play into it.
exactly.
Um, how do we not get triggered from watching the news when you do see like shit on TV, death.
Yeah,
Put it this way, on the news it's always something negative.
literally. When is there a good thing?
So if you're consuming something negative and you are getting triggered, what's the best thing to do?
Are you asking me the question now?
Yeah, yeah. So people
Okay.
are watching, if they're watching the news, which is watch on a daily basis, someone in Manchester got killed today, that's going to trigger people. With all this stuff that's going on, what are we doing with these triggers? What?
Well, this is interesting because this is the first time I thought about it in this way. Because things like the news, my immediate answer was turn it off.
Yeah.
But
What's that?
that's avoidance.
Exactly.
But I guess, yeah, I mean, turn it off to a certain extent because you don't want those frequencies continuously around you. However, be aware of why you're turning it off. What is it making you feel? Like, why do I not want to be following a certain person on social media because they keep sharing what? And what is that showing me? Is it showing my own inadequacy, unworthiness? Is it showing my lack of achievement? What is it bringing up? And as long as you're aware, like avoidance, I actually think avoidance is okay for as long as it is you protecting your energy and learning from it. If you're avoiding it just because I don't want to feel this, then that's where you get stuck in cycles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So feel into it.
Yeah.
Feel
Feel into
into it,
it.
try and understand it. And then similar to kind of what we do with, I don't know, meditation, just observe it.
Yeah.
I think we get too involved into things that we feel maybe passionate about or feel a trigger for. So when
Yeah.
we're triggered by this thing, we do go further into it, or we need to start observing things.
Yes.
Because one, ultimately, we know fuck all.
Yes.
Who's so sure about what they're saying on the news is right or wrong? Like no one knows fuck all, so why do we get so attached to it?
Exactly.
So just take it with a pinch of salt.
Yeah.
And two, like you said, if it is bringing something up, to understand why.
Yeah. Understand why. Just go a bit deeper. I think we are, and this is the whole thing with like materialism, which I used to be really um against. That's the wrong word, but it used to trigger me highly when someone was really materialistic. And there's a few reasons why. But my point to that is that um, we're in a world that is so like surface level with material or with what things look like and blah, 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 that we're so scared to go a bit deeper, which I literally going deeper into your own thoughts, processes, and like beliefs, even is the key to having the life you want. It's as simple as that. But at the same time, how do we like what would you say as a message to a society that is scared to go even a little bit deeper into what they feel?
Well, I think that's why people are scared to go deeper because they have a feeling, but it goes against what society is telling them to do.
Mm.
Does that make sense? So
Yeah, yeah,
society is saying to be all external, go external for your happiness, and that's how life is. But there's something inside you telling you that's not going to make me happy.
because we've been made to believe that it won't make me happy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but there's something craving and calling it, but we can't see people around us who have nothing being happy. So it reinforces this false belief that, well, I need stuff to be happy.
yes.
If you grew up somewhere else where everyone had nothing but they was really happy and spiritual and into life, that's what you'd expect. But because we've grown up in the West where people have everything to be happy, that's
Mm.
what we think we need, but we don't. Because no matter what you get, it will never give you that fulfillment. Fulfillment. No matter how many cars you buy, rings, how many partners you have, it doesn't matter if you're not fulfilled in yourself, no matter what you get externally, will give you that.
Exactly. And that is literally the full circle moment because when you do that work on yourself, you find that fulfillment, you find that worthiness, whatever it is you're trying to look for, you will only be able to attract that. So if you're looking for a fulfilled relationship, you've got to find it within yourself. And if you can't find it within yourself, you always will find challenging relationships outside of you. So it's like that level of awareness. Go on.
Question that what you mentioned then, I was speaking to someone. So as a lady, feminine, we need masculine energies, we need to blend them together. For you to feel safe as a woman,
Mm-hmm.
do you need to attract a partner to make you feel that, or can you find safety within yourself to attract this person?
I was literally
As
having,
a woman, in the masculine energy to make you feel safe.
yeah, okay. I was literally having this conversation yesterday with Christopher, actually. There are so many layers to this, and I love this topic. So, if you're a feminine, sorry, if you're a female in your masculine energy, I can't get the words right, then you will be seeking safety in a relationship. Like you will seek a relationship for safety. Yeah? That's how I see it anyway. But the more you come into your, I would like to see it as the more you come into your feminine, I guess it shows how much more you've healed because you feel safe being in your own feminine, which means when you're in a relationship, yes, you still seek safety because each partner's going to need to give something to the other,
Mhm.
but it isn't the sole reason you're in that relationship anymore.
Yes,
Does that make sense?
that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Like you're not with that person to crave that safety because you've already sort of created it within yourself.
Yeah.
They're just going to add to it.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
until you create that within yourself, you're going to attract unsafe people, right?
Exactly that.
Yeah.
Exactly that. And
So
this,
again, sort of our eternal feelings do attract that. So if we feel unsafe, we're going to attract unsafety.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the reason we're attracting it is because the world is trying to show you your body is trying to show you that you already feel unsafe. So here's an opportunity to heal it. Because and I've said this as well about my relationship with Vinny that we've been together many years, so that makes sense that this can happen. But people don't give relationships enough time, I don't think. But within that relationship, there's been 1,000 deaths and rebirths. So
Mm.
so the end of the relationship as it was in one phase died in order for a new phase to come through. And the reason I'm saying that is because the version of me in the relationship that was masculine, trying to fix and change everything, had to die in order for this new relationship to come through, which now shows me I actually don't need that much safety from you. I still want it, which we should be able to healthily express,
Mm.
but it's no longer the core thing I'm looking for, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know we went a bit off then, but that was a perfect. It just came to me. I needed to say it. Perfect
Yes.
answer. Perfect.
I love that. I think we should do more on the masculine and feminine because I think we're both like very aligned to that as well. We should do another topic on that, another episode.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, absolutely. That'll be interesting, wouldn't it? I think we'll get a few people watching that.
Yes, we should. I think we I actually really like doing it on Zoom.
It feels easier.
It feels easier and it also feels more real, but I guess that's showing something about ourselves.
What?
Are we putting on some kind of mask when we go online?
Do you know what? No, because when I'm in here with you, I feel like I'm just doing one of our trios or something.
I know, especially because we've got this third Ashley's right here. Third person's like we're actually doing trio.
Whereas if it was IG, I'd know I'm online.
Yeah, but then what's that showing you? Is it showing you like is it a being seen thing?
Um, uh,
By
not
like
now. Not now. I'm not. I'll go on any platform now, but I don't know.
I think for me, this, and I've worked through this so much because I literally went from being a kid who didn't speak in public to now obviously being speaking a lot. Um,
Doing
but
doing book signings.
that's hilarious. I need to bring that more into my posts, I think. um, but yeah, like I still think there's a part of me in there that puts on some kind of front when I'm online. Or it's not a front like an intentional, I'm trying to be someone, but I'm not as natural and relaxed as I am in a Zoom.
No, I think all that is us trying to be a bit professional.
Yeah, I think so. But I also think like the lack of professionalism here has been so much more like addictive to watch than when we're professional.
Yeah, maybe we feel more comfortable on Zoom because we've been on it for so long.
True. But this video, like the whole of it and all these vulnerable bits are going in the YouTube recording. So now that's out online, when we show up on IG again, we're just gonna have to be as real and raw.
I need to get 25 more followers.
25, is that it?
Yeah,
Oh my God, we can do that by next month. Easy.
I hope so. I need some more following. Don't know what's going on.
Okay, you gotta get like lit on your content sharing, like keep doing more and more and more. And then also, do you I won't ask you this on the live because it's recorded. I'll ask you after. Just because. But yeah, is there anything else you want to share on this episode of Triggers before we stop?
Um, yeah, be responsible for your triggers. Don't project.
Yes.
That's the biggest thing that we do, which is normal until we get used to them. But if you know you're going to be triggered, don't push on to someone else. Just deal with it yourself. And if you
Yeah.
don't know how, drop us a DM.
Yes. Fucking beautiful segue, Lou.
In there, like swimwear, that's what we do.
That's brilliant. I was gonna do a whole like thing after, but I don't even need to now because you said it so nicely.
Just clip that at the end and just throw it in.
Yes. But for real, if you are watching this, please actually drop a comment of your growing pains, like things you experience that are like just struggles, any kind of life struggle, your growing pains. Let us
Yeah.
know so we can talk about it.
Growing pains, triggers, anything.
Yeah. Hashtag bellyache.
Hashtag bellyache. And I don't know what happened at the start of this, but this tried to trigger us, but I think it made it better.
It made it so much better. You know
You were
that.
getting triggered. You were definitely getting triggered. You were like, Luke, where are you? I'm like, I'm here.
Listen, it's been the week of triggers. So thank you, universe, for creating this divine creation right here. Thank you.